welcome to the second segment, 8 Unanswered Questions in American sitcom Big Bang Theory with me, Prajukta Ghosh, and you're here in the E23 studio. Created by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, Big Bang Theory premiered on CBS from 2007 to 2019, having 279 episodes broadcast for over 12 seasons. Today we're going to be talking about some questions that were never answered in the show, leaving the audience flabbergasted. As we all know that the show was initially based on 5 main characters, including Sheldon Cooper, Leonard Hofstadter, Raj Koothrappali, Howard Wolowitz, and Penny. With the increase in popularity of the show among the audience, made the writers bring new faces that included Amy Farrah Fowler, Bernadette Wolowitz, and Stuart Bloom. Even though the show was a complete success, running 12 straight seasons demonstrating cultural diversification in the storyline, there were a couple of bits that remained a mystery to everyone till the wrap of the final episode. Number 1. Why did Raj not fly to India to marry Anu even after accepting her proposal? As the season progressed, we see Raj's transition in behavior towards women, and he no longer continues to be drunk in order to be able to talk to them. He played an astrophysicist whose genius brain is of no use when it comes to social situations with the opposite gender. Even though he was a sweetheart who believed in hopeless romanticism, his decision to refuse love/arranged marriage dream keeps me baffled. Number 2. Did Lesliewinkle catch feelings for Leonard? Lesliewinkle was probably one of my favorite recurring characters on the show. Her daredevil nature and sassy response to Sheldon Cooper's tedious theories made me think she could replace Penny anytime soon. However, what I did not quite understand is the fact that whether she was interested in developing her one-night stand relationship with Leonard into something more serious, or was it just a trick by the creators to curtail the character's attention from the show and draw a more stable platform for the sizzling chemistry between Leonard and Penny in the future? Number 3. What happened to Howard's dad? Was he alive and hiding to avoid confrontation? Was he dead? If so, what happened to his body? Howard's dad's mystery was one of the biggest puzzle pieces that the creators never found. We never get to watch what killed Howard's dad, and if he was alive, where and why was he hiding for all these years? We do get to see Howard's fondness for his dad over the course of the season, and over time how emotional he gets, while his friends share their stories of respective father-son relationship from childhood. However, the decision to never address the mystery at any point in the show was not something I was hoping for. Number 4. Why was Sheldon obsessed with his spot in the apartment and elsewhere? Sheldon was one guy who had a firm dislike towards any sort of change. Be it neighbors, bullies, or friends, he always opposed the presence of modifications around him because it made him psychologically uncomfortable. But his level of likability and obsession for materialistic things was absolutely commendable. I was initially convinced that his so-called fixed spot on the couch made him watch the television from an angle that was not distorted and at the same time easier for him to converse with his peers with no unnecessary orderliness. But when his obsession turned out to be everywhere else, including prison, it made me question the logic behind his action, which was again never answered in the show, keeping the audience in dark. Number 5. Why did Stuart never end up with anyone? Stuart Bloom was the comic book store owner who was good friends with all the characters on the show. His kind-hearted and friendly nature towards people made him a lot of people's favorite. At various points in time, we get to witness his interest towards dating women, that including a tiny crush on Penny, which however does not last long enough for the audience to pick up any chemistry between them. But the fact that he never ends up married makes me question the creator's possible reasoning to do so, even after showing his better approach and capability in social situations and asking people out on dates than any of the main characters. Number 6. What is the story behind Bazinga? All the Sheldon Cooper lovers have heard him use this word often, usually when he reinforces the fact of him being correct or to mark his subtle victory in a sciencey way. He stands out the most not only for his outstandingly obnoxious personality, but also because he never failed to amuse his audience with his authentic way of saying Bazinga each time to accentuate his winning. But I also fail to understand the story behind using that term instead of going for yay or woohoo. Was it because he was Sheldon and the makers just wanted to design something that accurately describes his personality, which is why it's so out of the world? Or was it because it did have a context which was essentially never unfolded because the creators didn't feel like doing so? Who knows? Number 7, what's the deal with Wolowitz's mother? I think a lot of us would have had the same question about her annoying and loud behavior towards everyone. I did not feel like it was crucial for Wolowitz's mom to be so frustrating, especially when it comes to single parenthood. Also, watching Howard's cranky and equally loud behavior towards his mom in return makes it a little irrelevant. If we take a moment and just imbibe in his family's dynamics, I think we'll all acknowledge that he had the most hardest childhood growing up. His dad disappeared out of the blue, and his mother's mentally estranged behavior just adds up to the overall hard time he had to go through. However, not providing a proper explanation in terms of how and why she behaved the way she did just keeps me scratching my head out of questions. Number 8, how come Raj never caught any feelings for Amy? Once again, Raj was a delight for the girls to have and hang out with. His lack of knowledge about the opposite gender made him one of the cutest and one of my favorite characters on the show. But I also did not appreciate the fact that he always found himself falling for the wrong women at the wrong time, which not only had a hard time on him trying to pick up pieces of his broken heart, but also for the girls who always did a good job in calming him down. Speaking of which, Raj always found himself crushing over females regardless of their past and present. We know that he had hots for Bernadette and he ended up hooking up with Penny. However, he never had any feelings for Amy Farrah Fowler for some inexplicable reasons. I personally thought it was because Amy herself was a special character only made for Sheldon, but on the contrary, knowing Raj's hopeless romantic nature and lack of self-esteem makes me want to question the director's why. With that, we have reached the end of segment 2, 8 unanswered questions in Big Bang Theory. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep watching MUTV 23 Entertainment. This is Prajukta Ghosh signing out.